Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Caramel Delight back with another video, and as you can see, I'm in uniform. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and also follow my social medias. Now, before I talk about anything else, I must say people talk so negatively about Fort Irwin. And I've only been here a month, okay? I've only been here a month. But so far, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, besides the fact, and we'll talk about location later, but besides the fact that you have to drive to get anywhere off post about a good 40 minutes, besides that, I have no problems with it. I don't. And I don't know if it's because I'm from California, but you guys, it's really not that bad of a duty station. So I want to talk about what my first impressions of Fort Irwin are. People are probably going to talk in the comments like, no, this is one of the worst duty stations, don't go here, but I actually like it. So we'll go in order with this video about why I actually like Fort Irwin and the pros and cons of it. Yeah, this is just my opinion. So first, let's talk about the location. The location, everyone's gonna talk about the location, but you guys, Fort Irwin has one of the best locations. You have a 250-mile radius before you would have to put a pass or do a leave form to go somewhere. When it's a weekend and you want to do something, do you know how many major cities are within the 250-mile radius? Y'all, we have Las Vegas, which is about 2 hours away. We have LA, which is about 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5, depending on traffic, because you know LA traffic is horrible. And we have San Diego, which is 3 hours, exactly about 3 hours. And if you don't have a car, you're gonna be miserable because there's literally nothing to do on post. As in, like, say you want to go on lunch, you're gonna have to go on lunch and stay on post because there's no fast food outside of the base. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, if this is your next duty station, you will see there's a long strip just to get here, and that strip is like 30 minutes. There's nothing outside of post. So the con is it's isolating for those with no transportation. The pro is if you do have a car and you're into, you know, going out and traveling a little further than what you're normally used to, there are so many things. Like, we got amusement parks, we got sports teams, we got just beaches. Come on, Vegas. Vegas is right here. Like, the location's amazing. So that's why the location could be a pro and a con. If you don't like driving, it's a con. But if you do, it's a pro. And yeah, if you don't have a car, you're not gonna like it here. But I will say, going to work, it's so easy, because the next thing we're gonna talk about is the size of the base. This base, I'm telling you, I got here, and like when you're coming down from the gate, you can literally see the whole base, and it's not big. Like, the base is about, I want to say you could drive around like a few miles and you'll have seen everything. I'm not even joking. The PX and the commissary are small. Oh, sorry, my phone. The PX and the commissary are small. The library, the barracks, like everything's confined. The gyms, like, they're all in the same area. Everything. The little town center, they have a town center that has Starbucks. They have a nail shop. They have the clothing and sales, all that stuff. It's all like a minute away from me. Everything's so close. And me coming from Fort Bliss, where everything is spread apart, like, y'all, there is no east, west, south, north, whatever of post. Everything is so confined that I think this is all main post. My reception barracks I could see from my window. That's how small this place is. So the size of the base is nice. Now, this is a con because everyone knows each other. I swear, I've seen, just going to the PX and stuff to get some things in the commissary, I've seen people, they'll be like, hey, how are you? Like, they'll see each other in the store, and I'm like, damn, you can't even shop in peace? Like, you have to have, like, I'm gonna just walk around with a hoodie and some glasses when I get to know people more around here, because I like my privacy. I just like to do stuff, you know, be in and out of the store. I don't got time to be knowing people. So you could be walking and see like your NCO or your first sergeant in the shopette or the commissary, because there's not that many options. On top of that, with the size being small, I will say I don't have kids, but for what I do know with people who have kids, they have extremely high childcare costs. There's not enough people on post who want to work in childcare, so they're kind of hurting. So the childcare list to get on the wait list, it's long. And I know that from in processing, because they had asked who had kids, and they said that they're actually allowing soldiers with children who cannot find childcare to watch their kids and not be at work. I'm telling you, that's how small it is, because there's not enough facilities. The size is a con if you like privacy and you don't like seeing people that you know everywhere. And it's a pro because if you want to get around quicker around post, everything is quick. All the barracks, all the gyms, the PX and the commissary, they're literally like up the street that way, and it takes me like 4 minutes to drive there. This is the next pro and con. So I wrote a list. It's a very sad list, but it's a list because I didn't want to miss anything of the few fast food places on post, the few food options you have. Now this is a pro. It's a pro if you don't really care and you cook yourself, so you're like, I don't really eat out anyway, so it doesn't apply to me. But this is a huge con for those that are big into fast food or, you know, takeout. It's kind of sad. It's not that many options, and it's the usual AAFES military base type food places. Yeah. So let's get to the list. So all that there is on post: Starbucks, Subway, Pizza Hut, Charlie's, ooh, I hate Charlie's, Taco Bell, and the only drive-through fast food that they have is Popeyes and Burger King. That's it. It's very sad, but they do try to make up for it by having food trucks in the the PX area. And those food trucks are decent. Like, there is variety. They have like wings, they have a Hawaiian food truck, they got burgers, stuff like that. But let me tell you, the prices, in my opinion, I think it's overpriced for what you get. There is DoorDash, but you're gonna be very sad to know that the DoorDash options are exactly the Subway, Pizza Hut, Charlie's. That's all you get, because there's nothing in this area. We're kind of like in our own little isolation. If you click on DoorDash, you're gonna pull up fast food places that you could literally walk to because it's so close, or you can drive a few minutes to get. It's really not worth it. The next thing, if you want to go off post, you guys, there's Panda, Cane's, In-N-Out, Chipotle, stuff like that. Not really many restaurants that are in Barstow, and to get to these you have to drive the 45 minutes. Now restaurant wise, if you want to go on a date, if you know, not even a date, if you just want to go out with friends to a restaurant, you have to drive to Victorville, which is about an hour and 15 minutes, unfortunately. And the restaurants that are in Victorville is BJ's, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Famous Dave's Barbecue, like all the mainstream type restaurants you're not going to be able to eat at unless you want to drive. It's about 2.5 hours round trip, because you drive an hour and 15 to get there and an hour and 15 to drive back. And they do have Korean barbecue, which I'm a huge fan of because I was in Korea, and I'm gonna have to still check that place out. I just haven't had the energy to drive that long just to get some food. But that's the con, the food variety that's here. Another thing I want to talk about is the people. You guys, the people are so nice here. I don't know what it is, but at Fort Bliss, everybody seemed to have an attitude. And this is solely my opinion, but I think the people here, they actually care. My sponsorship, when you get to a new D station, you're supposed to have a sponsor. She was extremely nice, helpful. My first sergeant, extremely nice. The sharp team, extremely nice. Especially when I had COVID, everybody was checking in on me, making sure I was good. So everybody's so nice here. When I went to Bliss, my sponsor was not, like, she was not responsive. I felt like I was bugging her all the time. She just wasn't the best person that I felt I could go to for stuff, and that's not how it's supposed to be. But the sponsorship program here is nice. And regarding the people, I can't really talk about sections because I'm not assigned to a section. And if you've been watching my channel for long enough, you'll probably understand why I don't have like an assigned section yet and why I won't be here for long. But my first impression on the people, amazing. Even during in processing, you get to talk to the commander of post. He's non-intimidating, which is surprising because a lot of people with rank think they can walk around a certain way and act a certain way, but he was extremely nice. We talked to like all the command, like the higher ups, and everybody, that all the leadership here, they seem very supportive. Of course, it's mission first because this is a training base. If you don't like to go to the field, you don't want to come here, because I see people walk around in gear and doing ruck marches all the time, and I'm just like, I'm happy I don't have to do that, but they're always training here. So the pro is, if you're extremely motivated and you want to get experience in the field and you want that training, this is a good place for you. But it's a con if you're like me and you hate the field and you don't want nothing to do with your CIF gear and wearing it and being dirty and smelly. Yeah, it's a con, because we're on a rotational schedule, and that's the next thing. The rotational schedule is nice because, you know, I don't know why it's nice. I prefer just the regular schedule where it's like you're off guaranteed Monday through Friday, but Fort Irwin operates on a rotational schedule. So it's like a weird thing where however the schedule lines up, those are your off days. So if your off days end up on a Tuesday and Wednesday, that's your weekend. So that's the one thing I'm just like, ooh. But luckily I work at HHC, so I don't gotta deal with that. My company doesn't have to deal with weird, like, people were working on the federal holiday this past MLK weekend. People were in uniform. So yeah, I don't know how y'all feel about rotational schedules, but Fort Irwin does operate on a rotational schedule. And you guys, my first impression, I want to say, I literally don't mind it. I don't mind it. And I don't know if it's because you have so much, like, there's so much out there if you drive. Oh, I do want to bring up, there is an outlet. It's called Barstow Outlets. It's not the nicest outlets, but I went shopping there and it wasn't too bad, but there's not a lot of stores. But it was really nice to just get some fresh air and walk around and go shopping. And Bath and Body had a sale. Definitely took advantage of that. But and that's 45 minutes. You guys, 45 minutes is how long it will take to get to Walmart and shopping. If you need a phone store, you gotta drive 45 minutes. Home Depot, 45 minutes. Everything's 45 minutes away. So that's basically my video, my first impressions, and just letting you guys know exactly what to expect. The barracks, check out my barracks video if you haven't, but not all the barracks are going to be this way. But I do like how there's no roommate. So if you guys enjoyed this video, or you have any questions, or oh my gosh, if you are stationed here and you have like more experience about, or you've been stationed here before, feel free to drop down in the comments, please, about your first impressions and how you think the base is as a whole. But for me, being new, that's what I gotta say about it. It's my facts. There's facts in there, and there's also my opinion as a soldier about this base. Thank you guys. Make sure you follow my social medias, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you look out for my next video because it will be about my med board, and it's gonna be my next appointment. And as soon as I have the time, I will do that next video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time.